Hi guys, thanks for stopping by my channel, TrinaBina.SheCan. This is the list of the materials I used to make my fox ears. And jumping right into it, what I did was start with a sketch of what I believe the fox ear should look like. I folded the paper in half and cut that pattern out to get 2 ears. Okay, and then I went ahead and labeled it left and right just so that I wouldn't mix it up. And then I went ahead and started to trace that right onto the back of my faux fur. I purchased this fur from Amazon because the stores in my area did not have it. And Amazon comes through in a clutch. So I went ahead and put all 4 on the back of the faux fur. I just went ahead and used pencil because it won't be seen. And then what I did was use my X-Acto knife to go ahead and cut that out because the scissors would actually cut directly through the fur, and kind of a gentle touch with the X-Acto knife will cause that to, basically cut through just the cloth part and then leave the fur on the other side intact. I actually had to go grab my better X-Acto knife because I had not changed the blade. So I'm just finishing up cutting out that last ear, and then I put them together to make sure they matched. Next step was to use my fur brush and, brush through the fur. I use scissors. I saw that a lot of people were using like shavers. I don't have one. Well, I do like a regular, but not gonna use it on this fur. So I went ahead and basically just used the scissors to cut off the excess fur at an angle, and then tucked all of the fur inside so that it wouldn't get caught in the sewing machine, and then sewed all the way around that. Well, around the top part of the ear, because then we leave the bottom loose so that we can flip that inside out. So here I am just using my scissors to cut the excess fur off at the angles that I feel would work best. So I'm literally just cutting fur off until I feel that it looks like what I think it should look like. So that's a pretty good ear, I believe. And then I went ahead and repeated the process on both sides. So the same exact thing on the other ear. You want to make sure that the fur is tucked in so it's not getting caught, and you also want to back stitch in the beginning and the end of each time. All right, so again with the scissors, just kind of snipping away the fur and brushing it to make sure we get a nice even look. Then made a quick pattern for the triangle part of the ears on my white felt, and then traced and cut those 2 pieces out and sat them to the side. I ended up using pipe cleaners and hot gluing that inside to make it more pliable. Make it more pliable. So that's what you see me doing here. And then I went ahead and used the hot glue gun as well to go ahead and put that felt into the earpiece. All right, so as you can see, I just kind of bent it into the triangle shape and then hot glued those down and make sure everything was secure. And then I got my headband and used those pipe cleaners to wrap around to secure it. Of course, once I did that, I realized, we can see this. So I have some yellow fabric that was left over from a previous project. I just went ahead and hot glued that over to just make it more secure and also hide the pipe cleaners. So I cut out a small square and then folded the edges over and hot glued them so that there would be no raw edges, and then just covered it over wrapped it around the headband and then attached it to the ear, again making sure to cover up the pipe cleaner completely. Repeating the exact same step on the other side, I went ahead and took 2, hot glued them in, made it secure, make sure I pushed it down, and then took the ends and wrapped them. Realizing after the fact that I could have made my ears slightly further apart, but too late, no going back. It all works out in the end. So to camouflage all of that, I just cut off some little pieces of extra fur and hot glued that on top, so everything blends really nicely. Again, same process on this side. Took a square, folded the edges, and then hot glued that down before wrapping it around the headband, securing that, and then using again some of the yellow fur to cover up any of the actual fabric. I used larger pieces on the back because it was more space to do so, and went ahead and trimmed that as necessary and then hot glued both of those down. Once that was in place, I went ahead and used my fur brush to smooth everything out and then cut off any excess fur. It came out really good. Actually, they were bendable, pliable, and then I was able to wear it with my costume. Thanks again so much for coming to my channel. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.